Jeff in Socal. Hey, Jeff, what's up?
Rome, what up, my man? Hey, real quick, my alum, the University of Kansas, they tweeted out a picture this morning that coaching legend Larry Brown has joined the team in San Antonio. So real quick, I want to issue a public service announcement to men using gyms or health clubs in the greater San Antonio area this week. Keep your head on a swivel. Now, while the men's tournament has been chaos, the women's tournament, it's all chalk, Romy. All number one seeds have made the Final Four. Shocking. These women are way too fundamentally sound for upsets to happen. The only time anyone is upset in women's basketball is when the fans get their pregame haircut and it's not short enough for their liking. I mean...
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
Huntington Beach. Amazing community. Not that far from where I am. In fact, Brah, this is amazing. I don't know if you know this or if I've ever told you this. Fact of the matter is, Silk, you're on. I was born in L.A., but the parents lived in HB. I literally, as a toddler, Brah, lived in Huntington Beach back in the day. Did you know that story, Brah?
It all makes sense now, Brah.
Right.
Brah. Guys, thanks, Alvie. The callers today have been completely awful. Lackluster would be a good way of describing it. I want to do a little show platform delivery housekeeping. I wasn't personally bummed that the 1090 bailed. I know it's bad for the brand, and you'll get that going again, but I was always streaming on my smartphone through radio.com. But now that you've gotten added to SiriusXM, Brah, it's unbelievable. I went over to SiriusXM in 06 when Stern came over, and I have the app on my phone. Clones, listen. You can pause, fast forward, and rewind content. So when I had to duck into a meeting, I put the show on pause. I came out, pick the show right back up again. You can't do that with all apps. It's completely awesome. Get yourself onto SiriusXM. Get the app for your phone. Now, I know it's been in the news. Little incident the other day at Dodger Stadium involving sewage. I'm not going to get all scatological on you, Brah. Of course not, because I'm classy. Right, Alvie? Brah. Thanks, Brah. So what I would say is, since I'm teaching now, I'm just going to get involved in a little personification. That sewage spill was the Dodger Stadium reaction to the hated, water-hoarding, battery-chucking, crunchy, overpriced scum of NoCal coming into town, Brah. Thanks, Brah. Of course, tonight, or actually it's 4:10, weird start today, but I just want to thank NoCal because we've got this awesome California aqueduct that just funnels water down. I want to shout out to Hetch Hetchy, to Stockton, to Tehachapi. Thanks. Keep the water coming. And we're going to use that water to clean up the sewage spill and roll out the red, white, and blue bunting and take down the hated NoCals. Was so sad to hear about Mad Bum's injury. It's going to be a great season in the NL West this year, Brah. Clones. Thanks, Brah. Clones, step your game up. Alvie, I'll listen to you and watch you back when I get home. Brah.
Is it live or is it Memorex? Brah. You still there, Silk? Brah.
Yeah, Brah.
You are still there, right?
I'm still here, Brah.
Good job, Silk. Great talking. Thanks for picking me up. See, that's what I needed. This guy's so smart, the Brah. He teaches. He's smart. He drops big words like scatological, personification. He's smart because he knew I needed a good phone call. That's a guy who's looking out. He's like, I got to pick my guy up. You know, Silk, when you say that whole 1090 thing is bad for the brand, it's all right, you'll be back. It's not bad for the brand. It's bad for that station. I'm fine. I'm great. This says, holy crap, Jim. Sean's story about wearing a jacket that his cat peed on was hilarious. I just blew Diet Pepsi all over my monitor in my cubicle, and my coworkers were gathered around my cube to see what the hell the problem was. Tony from Iowa City. In fact, people used to say, I'm going to call bull on that. Nobody blew milk out of their nose. Nobody blew Diet Pepsi on their monitor. I actually laughed out loud, and I knew that story. So if you didn't know that story and you were listening, you probably did too. Dear Jim, my cat would never urinate on my suit. Signed, Kevin Mitchell. Paul in Albany wore the fat alarms. Yeah, I'm not going to get in that whole thing about Kevin Mitchell. One, I'm still afraid of Mitch, so I'm not going to get into that. Number two, I don't know whether or not that story is true or not. Number three, I'm still afraid of Mitch. Kevin Mitchell called the call-in line not long ago when this came up. I'm afraid of Mitch. Hawk says it was 18 months ago. In fact, check in with me, Adam Hawk. EP made it to the bottom of hour number 3. Bro, you almost came out of this unscathed today, which would be a miracle unto itself considering how bad the calls were. So were you the one that took the call when Kevin Mitchell called?
No, Keith Arnold did, but he gave me the Post-it note, and that sat on my desk for a long time, wondering what to do with it, wondering if it was the real Kevin Mitchell. It was the last time this came up on the show about 18 months ago. And K. Mitch apparently
shortly after you guys started.
Right when we started, yeah. Yeah, I don't even know who Kevin Mitchell is, to be honest with you.
Take your cans off, man. Get out of here. Yeah, why am I not surprised by that? Dude, I don't even know. Is that why you didn't pick up that Post-it note? I don't know who this guy is. Maybe he's the guy who delivers the Sparklets water. Maybe he's the guy who's got the toner. I don't even know who Kevin Mitchell is. I don't know. MVP, Kevin Mitchell, ring a bell. 1989, Kevin Mitchell, ring a bell. Made the single greatest defensive play in the history of Major League Baseball. Kevin Mitchell, ring a bell. Hey, Mitch, it's not me. I know who you are, Kevin. You and I have sat down and talked before on TV. Kevin Mitchell was amazing. He's an amazing player. You wouldn't know that, though, Hawk, because you've never heard of him. You're unbelievable, dude. Do you know Will Clark? Have you ever heard of him? No. Hawk, man, Hawk, all I can say is it is such a good thing that you are so good at radio because you are terrible at sports. I'm not even talking about nonsense trivia, meaningless trivia that nobody has any need for. I'm just talking about basic sports knowledge. It's absolutely incredible. And Hawk's the best. Yeah, I didn't call him because I never heard of him. Good story. Good talk, Hawk. Good story. Good talk. Keep doing you. Keep it up. Hey, Jim, would you have hired the Sparrow if he came into the interview smelling like cat piss? Son, Jack in La Habra, currently working in RSM. Hey, Jack, why are you never, ever working where you live, and why are you always telling us where you work? Paul in Albany set that up perfectly, right? Paul in Albany's probably thinking to himself, I'm going to come up with somebody that Hawk hasn't heard of, and then that way Rome can roast him again. Yeah, but that's not a hard game at all. The guy literally hasn't heard of anybody who's played the game. If it didn't happen last night, Hawk's never heard of him. When we come back,